And we've got 8 races to get through, Jace, at Melton Entertainment Park on Saturday. Race 1. It's Legends Night, Hall of Fame night, I should say, too, which is actually it's a pretty fun night at the Trots, the Hall of Fame nights. You get a lot of the old journos there, Jason, the media crew, and some of the legends of the game. So I think there'll be 4 or 5, certainly a handful of Hall of Famers announced on Saturday night, and a legend elevated as well. So it'll be a bit of fun.
Have I mentioned on the podcast, Codes, during the Tony Ising years?
Shout out to Tony. He'll probably be watching.
Love Tone. What a character. We love his good form girls. So we were rebranding at the time then. It was still Tabcorp Park. And my idea was to call it the Ferris wheel. And I still can't believe,
Yeah, that's good.
It's on Ferris Road.
That's actually very good. It's like a wheel.
It's a track. It's a wheel.
It's a track. It's a wheel sort of thing.
I mean,
that is a huge missed opportunity, Jace.
It's like the gated community. I said should have been the Coterie Club, the gated community, but GAITED.
Yeah, I think I acknowledged the brilliance of that one last time you raced it on the pod.
I even think the Ferris wheel might be better.
Well, let's go Ferris wheel and the gated community. Right, let's forward these into HQ. Jace, there's no harm in continuing to make suggestions, and I think we should send them through. I'll say Bond's got a couple of ideas. Go with it if you like. If not, but I think the Ferris wheel.
Maybe just say somebody else. Maybe you just say somebody else had the ideas.
And the gated community. No, come on, Jace. No. Let's put it forward and see what happens. Right. Race 1 is the legend, Popular Arm, and Vin Knight Free for All. Jace, couple of legends there.
Poppy.
And as mentioned, I haven't been able to do the form, so I've just got general comments at this stage. I will have my full game plan and form study up by Saturday night. Do you want me to just give you my notes before you get into the deep dive?
Sure. Go for it.
Too many nice horses resuming.
Yeah.
To have a certain opinion. I think Catch a Wave will be a massive improver and could blow them away based on the trial that happened the other night.
Yep.
And Helliver and So What, I just made the note that they rated very well for me last time out, but I don't necessarily give them realistic chances here.
All right. I've got profiles in races 1 through 5 inclusive. So we'll get to the first ones here for the opening event. The Poppy and Vin.
Here we go.
Jillaby Willow. I thought Herb Bet did a better job this week. But I'm not getting...
Shout out to Herb Bet.
We're not getting the $16 that was posted about Jillaby Willow, $5 into $3.90. But record leading. Whole marking draw. And the way that's been backed, I think it will be leading. 11 starts for 7 wins and 3 placings. We're not leading. 13 starts for only the 1 win. I don't think anything will cross Jillaby Willow early. And I thought
has terrific gate speed.
Yeah, I thought an interesting one. I looked at the second row record of both Catch a Wave and Better Eclipse. Better Eclipse, courtesy of its name, apropos, has a better record. Last 11 times it's been off SR. Trying to think of a name, Scott Rollins. SR.
That'll do.
7 wins and 4 placings. So that shouldn't bother Better Eclipse. I mean, there's a massive class difference, is there not, between Catch a Wave, Better Eclipse, and the rest. But 1,720 metres, Jillaby Willow holds the lead. I don't think the first quarter will be quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll play... Catch a Wave and Better Eclipse might play ducks and drakes a little bit. But what I am hoping for, Mr. Ryan Gosling impersonator, Cody Winnell, is that the third quarter they just go nutso bagutso, because Bulletproof Boy is better, clearly better in my opinion, over 1,720 metres than any other distance.
Yeah.
Jillaby Willow, the leader. Hop some heat, either in the second and the third quarter, or hopefully at least a very fast premiership quarter, third term. Bulletproof Boy just sitting there waiting for an exit. I think it's a 1 by 2, 1 by 3 sort of a wager.
Okay,
around $9.
On the ballistic one, Jace.
Yeah.
If they go ballistic. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I know Tim O'Connor's been big on Jillaby Willow. He's come out and said that also will be hard to beat. I think the $16 was a bit ambitious that went up on her bet about Jillaby Willow.
Hopes are dangerous thing.
Operative lines are fast It's a great movie, that, Jace. One of, I know, your favourites of
I just-
all
I-
time, if
I've
not
just
the
wa-
favourite.
I watched it for the first time in about 10, 12 years again.
We just caught Forrest Gump again the other night after listening to the Rewatchables on Bill Simmons' podcast, and they do a great job on that pod if you're looking for a pod, the Rewatchables.
I actually got a little bit. Watching Shawshank for the first time in years. I am man enough, or I'm confident enough in my masculinity.
Yeah.
I got weepy a few times.
It happens. Yeah, I got that happens to me too, Jace. I'm not.
Every
I think we
element-
can admit that in 2024.
The music's just It's nothing else. Yeah.
So Forrest Gump won the Oscar that year, didn't it? Beat Shawshank, and that was incredibly controversial. But as time's gone on, I think people have considered it less controversial.
Well, what I think is, Pulp Fiction was in the same year, 1994. We reference.
Yes, the year of the crash test dummies and Hootie and the Blowfish too. So it was a big year.
And what I find amazing is that Shawshank was a flop, as many people know, at the cinema. But I watched it at the cinema with a couple of my good mates, Nick Lovell and somebody else was there. I'm sorry for forgetting them. But so we contributed. Yeah, but it's a better film than Forrest Gump's a very lovely film. Pulp Fiction was a cracker. Shawshank's got lengths on them both. Anyway.
Oasis definitely maybe also from 1994, if you don't mind. So it was
are they back? I got a message.
Yeah,
from
they're
a
back.
Good mate.
They're back.
The brothers have reunited,
reforming for 2025 in a series of concerts. So
that'll last for about 15 minutes before they bash each other.
Well, they said if you don't get a ticket to the first one, there's no guarantee. And then someone said, well, actually, there's no guarantee. You don't even make the stage for the first one. So
hopefully
we'll see what happens.
From a break.
So Bono, you like something each way, Bulletproof Boy or 1x2. And you are currently getting, what did you say? Did you reference a price?
$8.50, I think.
Yeah, 10s into $8.50. A Bond's had his little nibble there, folks. So already trimmed the price for you.
1x2, 1x3.
Jordan, our voice in the sky, Shawshank getting the better ratings on IMDb.
It is number 1, and The Godfather's number 2. So those are IMDb ratings.
Yep. Race 2. Speaking of ratings, race number 2, J-Bond. God, I've got that many screens going on this little iPad here.
Do you want me to give you the profile here?
Well, it's the Legend Mary's Island Scotch Knot Trot, if you want to give us the profile.
A lot of people would say that Maurice Idol is the best standardbred ever raced on these shores.
Shout out to Lenny Baker. He certainly says that.
And probably people would say the best pacer. Prince of Rock. So if Moorwater doesn't get a run, Until Heaven's Rockin' was an absolute knife in the sternum again last week. And Dan Malecki, I just wanted to call him, gets a run as an emergency from the pole. And if Moorwater gets a run from the pole here, it totally changes the bloody complexion of the race because he's got really good gate speed. But anyway, Prince of Rock, record leading, 5 starts, 5 wins. And a big race winner, won the Nutrien final, I think, from memory. Alternatively, the other major leading hope for mine, there's a few, isn't there? The Kiang Stuka has had a couple of goes in front.
Yep.
For also a 100% record of 2 wins. And there's one other. One of my favourites of all time. Zarem, whatever you want to call it. Record trailing or 3 poles. This took a little while to do. 45 starts for 8 wins and 17 placings. 81 starts, not in the 3 or 5 position. 6 wins and 24 placings and was luckless. Was it 2 starts back? And then very good in a nice race. Hunting home along the pegs. So from a place perspective, particularly if you think that Prince of Rock wants to hold the front, but even if it's 3 poles, you could do worse. And it might even blow them out if you want to have an early quaddie. I wouldn't leave it out completely.
I think it's building something my ratings certainly suggest. It's the good thing about doing these ratings, Jace. You put a number against it and you're rating every horse. You start picking up on horses getting these consistent ratings that are surprising you a little bit back in the field. And you can just tell they're building to something. And Zaram is one of those horses. So, I'm with you on that.
I just can't believe what it will take.
Yeah.
I know you've left a little bit of space at the top of that rating system, the CW rating system, the Cartoon Network rating. But if Captain Hammerhead was an 8.2,
yep,
the day that any horse gets a 9 or above from you,
yep,
we're going to immediately put them in the Hall of Fame.
It's going to be extraordinary, Jay. So I go back to, it's going to be extraordinary. And I've thought about that. It is what it is. Though.
I don't think it can happen now. I don't think it's possible now.
I've set the scale now and I can't change it. So it is what it is. That's fine. If a
In
horse
his eye.
ever gets a 9 rater or a 10,
They
look
will
out.
have had to break every record known to man.
Prince of Rock Chase has
Yeah.
drawn second row 6 times out of its last 7 and was barrier 7 last time out. So just has had a horrible run of can't leave from the back row. So when you look at your stat, it returns to the front row here. So there you go. Totally different horse.
There's a couple of runners in this boat, in this ship, in this submarine on Saturday night. Julie Willow, I just want to touch on back to the first. 24 starts, never drawn the pole. First time it's ever drawn the pole in its life.
Wow.
Okay.
Good stat.
You got any more thoughts on that race?
Only that I've got a lot of time for Kiyang Stuka. I like Kiyang Stuka as a horse, and it is resuming. I haven't done any trial form as yet, and as you know, I haven't done the race form as yet, but I wanted to say I really like Kiyang Stuka. There's a strong Terang contingent in on Saturday night.
And they very well may dominate. We'll talk about Royal Division in a moment. But before we jump off race 2, so Zarem won by, 4-5.
Yep.
And the other one, if Hervbet was to hold up, your hero from some weeks back, hatchback at $12, would have to have a class edge on most of these, wouldn't he?
Yeah, at his best, he would.
I don't
absolutely.
really hate, even though he's got really good gate speed, I don't think he hates a second line draw either. Yeah.
Yep. Good call. All right.
Third event?
Race 3 is the Legend Globe Derby, depending if you come. It's Derby in South Australia, or is it WA where they say Derby?
No, it's South Australia. They call it Globe Derby.
Globe Derby. So it's Globe Derby, Globe Derby, and Edgar Tatlow pace, Jason. I've got one here that when I do the form, I think I'll be leaning towards pretty strongly. How did you see it?
Which one's the Derby and which one's the Showdown in the footy?
The Showdown's the Derby's over in WA.
And the Showdown's Adelaide, Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
Should know that. Geez, I copped a bit about. Can't tweet about Collingwood anymore. Had a couple of ago. Third event. Oh, profile again. What have we got here? The only decision. You are the only decision. Record leading on Aussie soil. 4 starts, 2 wins and a placing. Not leading 21 starts for only 1 win and 3 placing. So I think it'll kick up pretty hard. Jillaby Adore might want a crack. Wendy's Wish on occasions can just come out blistering. I think there's going to be some speed on here. I don't mind. Haven't you been a bit of a supporter of All the Rage?
Only that one night.
Okay.
And it was pretty well tried and driven confidently and dropped out at the top of the straight.
I'm thinking here. When I first did the form, but Hervbet's only got it at $5.20. Quite an unusual price, I have to say. $5.20.
It happens a bit, though.
It's super strange.
I love it. It's, $5.20.
Tiger Bandwagon.
Yep.
But I think I'd want a little bit. I don't know. I'd want a little bit better. In fact, there's probably 3 runners, depending on their price, that I'd be happy to back here, and they are Jillaby Adore, Tiger Bandwagon, and Royal Division.
Right.
So the Tiger Bandwagon on top, but I'd want $6, I think.
Well, I don't know if you'll get it. I'm really keen on Tiger Bandwagon. I think on my ratings, he's certainly got an edge on rivals of late. Jimmy Herbertson teams up here with jumps back aboard Tiger Bandwagon after he's been driving a couple other horses in recent times and swapping around in these maiden races, Jace. He's back on the Ash Herbertson trained Tiger Bandwagon, and this horse is dead set building up to a win. I haven't done the form on this race yet, but I would suspect Map's all right from one off the second, one off the inside on the second row. Then I don't know. I think $5.20 if that comes up. I don't think I've ever seen it on tab, but if it comes up, I don't think that's too bad a price.
Oh, okay. You might have half talked me back into it here because there were only 2 runners at better than $2 that I isolated when I did the form, because I did the form when the website was still available.
Yep.
That I thought, I'll have a bet. And I've sort of talked myself into it as well because of what I said. I think there's going to be plenty of early pace. 17-20, the 1, the 2, the 3, all wanting to have a crack early. And if they charge through that first quarter quickly enough, Tiger Bandwagon will be hard to beat.
Love it. There's a podcast. What are we saying? It's not a get on because that's already done by another show, Jace. What are we calling this? The party bet used to be the SEN.
Yes, the podcast party horse.
All All right, it's the podcast party horse. We'll just claim it, and that is Tiger
The
Bandwagon.
Pacesetters podcast party horse.
Get
Brought to you
on
by
the
Tongue Tie Oil.
bandwagon, folks. Exactly. Race 4, the tab we're on. They're on legend Bill McKay this week, Jace. Tab we're on legend Bill McKay.
McKay or Mackay?
Bill McKay or Bill McKay over 17.20, and the scratching is Surfer's Delight in race number 4, J-Bon. And we see yours and my Black Booker Kowalski analysis going around here.
Yeah.
What else?
I fondly remember us all talking about with Dan Malecki, Surfer's Paradise, who won 1991 Fox Blade, I think. Oh, and then we're talking about Sir Boom. Geez, that was so much fun. Anyway, more profiles. So only the first 5 races.
Yep, race 4. Raw for Roscoe, Jab.
Raw for Roscoe is definitely building. Record leading or trailing. This is another weird one, Raw for Roscoe with Gate 1. Bear with me. 41 starts, only ever drawn the pole once previously. Crazy. But record leading or trailing. 8 starts for 3 wins and 4 placings. That's good going. I think will it hunt up and want to hold the front? It'll be interesting, won't it? But I'm thinking what Kowalski analysis. Now, Kowalski analysis, if it really wanted to, could blast on by here. Are they ready to do that second up from a break after a Black Book worthy first up run? Codes.
Well,
or do you say Raw for Roscoe 17.20? It might hunt up a little bit too hard. We don't want to use him just yet. We'll wait another run.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards that. I don't know. I black booked it when it ran 7th Kowalski analysis, J-Bon, and you've black booked it last time out. Yeah. There was clearly an issue last prep. Back to the spell paddock, back out again. Maybe they see an opportunity here. Who knows? Look, Raw for Roscoe, as you say, is building, but it's not exactly flying. So,
I think is Raw for Roscoe at his best. He's a very nice horse, but there's one here on Herve Bet. I think on her, apart from Jillaby Willow, which has already been scuppered.
Yep.
But there's one here at a price that I'll get very excited about. One of my favourites here. Can you pick it? I love this horse. Love this horse.
Okay, well, it's not Climenist and it's not Ultimate Vinny. I think
are we doing what it's not first? Okay.
I think you've got it. Well, I'm narrowing it down. I think you've got an opinion from memory here of Captain Pins. I reckon I heard you plugging it once on SEM, but I could be wrong. Shiella, you like?
Shiella. I love Shiella.
Shiella, $16.
Now, I don't know what's going on with Shiella. Only had a couple of runs disappointing last preparation. Been in and out. But I tell you what, trolled really well. Has got a class edge, I reckon, on most of these. Yeah. Has an amazing turn of foot. If it is anywhere near in the ballpark of $16, I'll be getting involved.
It won the Blossom Lady 3 starts back, beating in Cypher.
I'm telling you, it has always been a very. I was backing it in Big Breed Super Series at the pointy end early in its career. So it's not a race where I think Shiella is clearly better than the rest. Yep. Jillaby Jack Sparrow would be the one to beat because I reckon if Raw for Roscoe leads, although JJS doesn't, it can be confusing, but I don't think its record from a trail is that amazing. But under these circumstances, I think it's the one to beat. But Shiella, if we get anything like that, quote Mr. Winnell.
Yeah, my notes on the race were Jillaby Jack Sparrow on ratings, if nothing else, would be very hard to beat because it is, of all the horses I'm rating, Jillaby Jack Sparrow is nearly the most consistent horse. I've rated it 6.5, 6.5, 6.3, 6.3, 6.4 for a mean rating of 6.4.
I feel like I'm watching the gymnastics again.
It is just so
What did the Russian judge give?
It doesn't matter where he finishes. He always, in my opinion, produces roughly the same run.
Yep.
And here, if it's drawn behind Raw for Roscoe, and if Raw for Roscoe leads, then it's got to be a chance to run past it.
Well, no, it
well, I know I guess you're intimating that maybe the trail hasn't got a great record, but it should run past Raw for Roscoe.
On class, and the way it's racing, as you mentioned, what you see is what you get. The one runner that I don't think we'll start as short as Herv Bet has it. First dance has got no way, but it's $4.20 on Herv.
Well, I did think its last run was actually really, really good, rated very highly. A 6.5 on my ratings for its last run, which is right alongside Jillaby Jack Sparrow, but it's not as consistent as Jack Sparrow.
You can leave me right out of that. I'd have Clominus, Raw for Roscoe, Kowalski Analysis, Shiella, Jillaby Jack Sparrow as the major hopes. Ultimate Vinny's even got a little hope, and so is Bubba Scrub. You're going to leave me out of first dance.
Yep, I'm going to reveal mine on
Save
Saturday,
the first dance for someone else.
I think Jillaby Jack Sparrow is where I'll ultimately land. Race number 5, the Don Stewart Memorial Pace. We see Heavenly Gypsies are scratching Jace, and your Black Booker, your newly minted Black Booker Crime Rider, barrier 8.
And the final pace setter profile of the evening on the pod is Rock and Dance. Record leading, 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 placings. Not leading, 35 starts for only 4 wins and 12 placings. And you know what I'll see if I can influence you when you do get around to doing the form. My old man, the legendary gentle giant Victor David Bonington, was very big on the thoroughbreds when I was growing up. He was a big box 4 trifecta man. And I wouldn't have played too many box 4 trifectas in my almost 45 years of existence. But here, I reckon this is the ideal race. 1, 2, 8, and 9. I might flip it around with a little bit more 8 and 9 to beat 1, 2, 8, and 9, and then less on 1, 2 to beat 1, 2, 8, 9, 1, 2, 8, 9. Basically, Rock and Dance or Roryville, in my opinion. One of the two will lead. And then Crime Rider and He's Charlie's Angel are the class runners.
Yep, makes sense.
I reckon it's almost done. The question is for Anthony Butt, do you lead because you've got a great record leading with Rock and Dance, knowing Crime Rider's on your back, or are you happy to hand up to Roryville and think I've got a better chance of running past Roryville than holding off Crime Rider? So,
look, and I'll do the form and I'll form an opinion. My gut feel is that I think Ants would be looking to make his own luck and say, you know what, if you're willing to run past me late and you win, that's good for you. But as we saw with Rock and Dance a couple of starts back, when gets the good draw, take advantage of it, see if you can dominate the race from the front. And I don't, why hand up to Roryville and take a chance? Potentially would be his thinking.
And I think, depending on what the odds actually come out as being, I've got a funny feeling they might let us on He's Charlie's Angel a bit, and it is trending in the right direction.
Yep.
And we know the second line draw there behind a relatively quick beginning, it's going to get into a good spot. And throughout his career, we know that He's Charlie's Angel, they don't like running him off the gate or frontline draws anyway because he's always pulled. So 1, 2, 8, and 9, and maybe if the price is right, Larry Emder, Ian Turpy. Come on down!
Come on down.
He's Charlie's Angel might be the one, but 1, 2, 8, and 9,
cool.
Little box try.
Love it, Jace. J-Bomb with the box try. Crime Rider and Rock and Dance on ratings, Jace, clearly above the others.
Okay. That works.
And they're both drawn 1 and 8, with one of them likely to lead and one a very good trailer. So it's
you've got a money race coming up in the good form game plan.
I feel I do. So
good form game.
That'll be how to play race 5. Race 6 is the Renwick Farms New Zealand Trotters, a free for all, Jason. We see the very exciting and talented Call Me the Breeze resuming, and we also see Olivici resuming.
Now, could you please check the green machine? I saw the price earlier for Call Me the Breeze.
Yep.
It was around $1.95.
$1.90 opened, and it eased to $2 and then came back into $1.90.
A quick call to Andy Gath would be the way to go here. New trainer of Call Me the Breeze. But I'll be honest with you, I think it's a $1.30 chance.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'll propound a little case here. When it comes to the pacing ranks, the tiers they're less defined, aren't they? When you see, I reckon there's elite trotters, there's top second tier, and then you sort of go down. You saw, was it Mufasa Metro that monstered? It didn't end up winning the race, but it monstered Harry Stamper a few runs back. And I think Elder Barons just got over both of them, maybe from memory. Just Believe monstered Mufasa Metro. 17.20 obviously plays into Mufasa Metro's wheelhouse. Enormous gate speed, flies across. I think it might have run second in the Great Southern Star final. But I just find with the trotters, if Call Me the Breeze was named Just Believe in this race, what price would he be? And
Yeah,
how much is there between Just Believe and Call Me the Breeze?
Well, and we don't know that just yet, do we? Who do you think's better?
I Just Believe is you'd have to say.
I think I just believe he's better.
But I wouldn't say there's bugger all between them. That's the absolute. That's up way up here. Queen Elida might be just a shade off them, and then Mufasa Metro, as good as he is, I think if Call Me the Breeze is there to win, he'll do exactly that. And you're going to have to watch markets here, but this is one of those occasions where if you see that $1.90, even the fact that it's come back into $1.90, I think is semi-meaningful. And if you see it into $1.70, don't wait any longer, because I would say the train has left the station at that point and it will be into $1.40 or something, $1.30, 40.
So the pod quad, we're just going one out because how could you not when you're saying it should be $1.40, yes. Jace? And I agree with you. You've won me over. There's not a lot between it and Harry, and the market gives an opportunity here. So I'll go Call Me the Breeze. Did you want to include another one for the pod quad, or just because we've gone 1, 2, 8, and 9 in the first, and we'll just go number 8 in the second?
Yep, I'm happy with that.
You're happy? All right. Yep. The legend Gordon Rothacker and George Gath trot is race number 7 on this 8-race card, J Bond.
Yes.
And what do we got here? We've got Eddie Tapp's horse, I'm Bobby, absolutely airborne at the moment. $2.30 for the Herb, according to Herb Bet. And $4 on Herb Bet for Here Comes Sky Valley, and $5.50 for Mindy Mez.
Minnie Mez has got a bit of ability, this horse. I like Minnie Mez. I tell you right now, Minnie Mez can go places. I don't think it will be winning Saturday night, however.
Here's the judge. We haven't had the judge appear on this show for a few weeks, J Bond. So the judge is back.
Right, I'll tell you what I like. No, I this was the other one outside of $2.
Yep.
Do we one out it? I don't know, but I'm Bobby. I think we'll be winning. I think I'm Bobby. There's reasonably good gate speed here, but I'm Bobby might have earned the right, if it just goes up and lays down the law, to push on by and fund the front. And once that happens, I think it's all over by the shouting, the penny section. Yep. The fat lady will warble.
I haven't done the form yet, so I'm not going to argue with you. I think I'm Bobby looks the one, and as I like Creatable as a trotter somewhat, but $21 rank outside on Herb Bet, so I guess I'm barking up the wrong tree there. Minimez does have ability. Yeah.
Here Comes Sky Valley and Minimez would be the major dangers, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So let's one out it again. So we're at number 7. Which
we might be one outing. We might be going.
Well, I'd be surprised I'd be very surprised if we're not then, because it sounds like you're about to make a declaration. Race 8. Are you making a declaration, Bon? I'm nearly doing the voice. A declaration in the Legend Gamelite pace.
Go down the Scottish route if you like. A declaration. You want a declaration? For a fighter command. Is he in the Eureka?
Yes, he is.
Oh my Lord! Well, this is only a 0 to 2 win, $15,000 stake. This
is Mrs. Doubtfire. That is
Mrs. Doubtfire. He'll be winning.
Yep.
Yeah,
he'll be.
I don't know how good he is, but he's obviously very good. When I say I don't know how good he is, I don't know whether he's a freak show, or a really, really good horse, but he's significantly better than these. Money race situation: Shanlou or La Belle Berger should run second, and I'd only include Kendies.
How did you not put Kendies the place in your game plan last week? I was driving back from Portland. It was 10 hours that I spent in the car that day, and I've got the trots on, and I thought I hadn't seen your game plan, Jace, and I said to Marty, that'll be a good result for Jace, because he was saying that Kendies Butterfly. He said Kendies Butterfly will run a place, and it's paid huge. And I get home, and it's not even there.
New Yorker and Dorligeri in
for third.
Bloody hell! What are you doing?
What is that about?
I won't sleep tonight now. So they're the ones for third anyway.
Back yourself in, Jace.
New Yorker and New Yorker, and also Doolagary for third, but Fighter Command.
Yeah. New Yorker lives in my black book from earlier this year and is resuming from a spell, but surely nothing beats Fighter Command here.
If you're going to have a little, that's the question mark here is, do you play quaddy? You probably do both. You can play quaddies aggressively or just have a little multi with Breeze, Bobby, and Fighter Command. So, interesting.
It is, because the pod quad is 1, 2, 8, 9 into 8 into 7 into 7.
Yeah. And
there'll be some juice on that, by the way. If that was to win, there'll be value, because some people will not like one outing something from barrier 8 or barrier 7, is my theory, Jace. So there'll just be a little bit more cream in the pool.
Yeah, I agree.
I am just, that is the most, I don't know, I put zero thought into that. Oh, zero thought, but.
Mum, there's cream in the pool.
There's cream. Do you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you reckon there's a psychological thing there that some people will just say, yeah, barrier 7, I better put 2 more in, for no other reason than it's barrier 7?
Well, yes, and also Call Me the Breeze, change of stable, first up from break.
Yeah.
I think everyone will be one outing. The one that they will all be one outing is Fighter Command, I would imagine.
I think so.
So we'd have to scrape a touch of the cream out of the pool, but you can add some milk.
Well, he's $1.50 on Herv Bet, $1.50 Herv Bet, Fighter Command. Call Me the Breeze, $1.80 Herv Bet. Let's make a prediction, Jace.
Yeah.
What odds does Call Me the Breeze start? You've thrown around a couple of prices before. Lock one in. This is now the price is right.
$1.45.
$1.45 for Call Me the Breeze. So for
it'll go one way or t'other.
All right. For the showcase,
yeah.
Fighter Command. What odds Fighter Command? Starting price.
Could genuinely start at $1.18.
Okay, so you're going to go it as the shorter quote runner. And to try and make this an interesting game, I'm looking for a third. There is no third horse that I think will be odds on.
No.
Catch a Wave could be odds on, or no? No, it won't be. Not after the first up runner.
I'm Bobby could be purely. I know what you're saying for the quaddie, but the Love Bug's driving, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Right now, the problem is if you like a Love Bug horse, you can't get a price because everyone is they're selling their houses. They are selling their cars.
They're even selling their bathroom, to use Dan Malecki's line, Jace, of putting the house on.
And that is why you are probably right, my young man, about Tiger Bandwagon not starting $5.20, purely because
true.
The Love Bug's on.
Which would be a shame because it's a party horse and we both think it can win.
As long as it wins.
Before we wrap it up, Jace, let's just have a quick update on the Kilmore Vicbred Super Series heats tonight. Mickey to success 1, Emma 1 race 5, Emma Stewart with Show Some Joy defeating stablemate Zara Lou, and Marlo Moreau was third for Pete Salathiel. Race number 6, the second heat of the fillies, was won by Draw a Dream for Emma Stewart.
Hugely gifted.
Defeating Look Like Diamonds for Dave Miles and Vague Beauty for Emma Stewart in third. So this is a domination. I know the Emma Stewart stable has dominated Vicbred series previously. This is only heat nights 1 and 2. But so far, this is just extraordinary stuff, isn't it?
It is. I think they had the whole field one year in one of the races for the Vicbred Super Series finals.
Yep.
But you've got to remember, I mean, you're talking about the dominant stable, and I don't buy into the thing, they haven't had enough great older horses, because they have. But they concentrate on the 2 and 3 year olds, and
that's where the money is, isn't it?
Well, and this is why I said there shouldn't be nothing against Emma and Clayton again, but there shouldn't be so much money in it, because They do seem to go on more often these days, but some of these horses are probably not physically and mentally ready for the competition, and some of them don't get through it. not of all kinds. And the worst thing was when we had the Vic Bred Super Series and the British Crown right next door to each other. I mean, you're just asking too much of really young horses. But yeah, they might have 2 or 3. I don't know. They're going to dominate, aren't they?
They will, but we've still got semi-finals to come, and it's always a fun series, so it'll be interesting tracking it through. J-Bon, it's been fun as always, mate. We'll close it there, and we'll have our game plans and tips up on Saturday morning, pacesetters.au, and let's hope we can turn a profit, Jace.
God bless all. Fight back's on.
Let's do it.